Welcome to the second game on the third day of Pony Palomino World Series action. Second game of the day, 4 scheduled for today. The first game between Brownsville and Harlingen ran long, 10 long innings before Brownsville vanquished Harlingen 6-1. This game will feature Azusa, California versus Laredo, Texas, the host team. And we prepare to go with now batting Zach Escalera. High fly ball, first pitch of the game, and that is out number 1. Zach Escalera, the right fielder, flying out to second. Your second baseman, Peter Palizo, making that catch. And stepping up to the plate, number 44, Dom Prieto. And that's a strike. Breaking ball by the left-hander. Now batting number 44, Dom Prieto. Your pitcher, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez. High fly ball in the right field. Right fielder underneath it. Out number 2 for Laredo. Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez is your pitcher. This broadcast is brought to you by Southern Sanitation, our title sponsor, celebrating 50 years of service, and Southern American, live Doppler radar here in Laredo, Texas.
I heard the ring real quick. Where it came from?
Now batting number 12, Paul Dominguez. Another fly ball over to right field. Right fielder underneath it, and out number 3. 1, 2, 3, and down goes Azusa. Here comes Laredo, the home team, up to the plate. Broadcast brought to you by our good friends at Kraus Development, developers and managers of Pinnacle Center on Mines Road here in Laredo, Texas. And Gateway Industrial Park just outside Laredo, mile marker 18. All the big city amenities without the big city prices, taxes that is. Our good friends at Kraus Development, our box score sponsor, and our broadcast sponsor, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Laredo and Edinburgh offices. Dr. Marte A. Martinez, double board certified pain management and anesthesiologist. Those of you joining us for the first time today know that the first game over this morning here at Veterans Field went all the way to 10 innings, and this is why we're starting at 12:47 and not 11:30. Want to give a quick shout out via YouTube here to our coach for Laredo, Manolo Rangel, celebrating a birthday today. Hoping his team gives him a nice birthday gift. Azusa, California went out 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the first, and now the bottom of the first will feature number 11. Number 11 for Laredo. I'm sorry. Number 11 is just walking around with a bat close to the umpire. Now he's walking back. The leadoff is going to be Cito Benavides, who has led off all week long for Laredo. Benavides playing the third base position. Number 6, Cito Benavides. Speedy third baseman with a rifle for an arm. Accurate. They've had a couple good games. The Azusa, California team getting a little extra time to warm up here after this game with Brownsville and Harlingen ran as long as it did. 10 innings. Looked like it was all going to be over at 7, but they scored, tied it, and they dragged it out to the 10th inning. Want to give a warm thank you to our sponsors, City of Laredo and the County of Webb, Laredo Convention and Visitors Bureau, assisting with the hospitality, the accommodations for our VIPs as well, and Laredo Parks and Rec, J.J. Gomez, Tommy Ramirez, and Anita Stanley, the directors, for their grounds crews and all the help they gave us today. Bronco playing over at Benavides Field, Palomino here, and at the plate, number 6, Cito Benavides, Joseph Moreno, the pitcher for Azusa. Foul ball. Over the first base area. No balls, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, Joseph Moreno, the pitcher for Azusa, facing the leadoff batter, Cito Benavides, the third baseman for Laredo, in the second game of the third day of Pony Palomino World Series action. And that's a shot in the center field, and it's going to drop for a single for Benavides. And Laredo has a runner on with nobody out. Coming to the plate, number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. We are doing double duty, PA announcer and broadcaster. So I apologize if you hear me repeating everything for a sec. Moreno on the mound, the left-hander facing Sanchez, who feints bunt and takes ball 1. Runner at first, no outs just yet. Bottom of the first inning, Azusa held scoreless by Laredo. The left-hander looks at first, winds up, and delivers strike 1 to Sanchez. Sanchez is your center fielder. Both these folks, Benavides on first and Sanchez here at the plate, have some exceptional speed, so look forward to seeing them scoot on when they can. Moreno winds, and that's a high fly ball. The right fielder coming back in to get that, Cito Benavides, smart base running, gets out a little bit but does not go all the way and is able to get back to first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And Jose Luis Gomez, the first baseman, is stepping in to the batter's box. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Moreno, the left-hander, facing the left-handed Gomez with a runner on, 1 out, bottom of the first. And that's a ball. Thank you to our sponsors, Whitworth and Cigarroa Law Firm. HEB, everything's better here at HEB. Moreno, the left-hander, winds and throws it outside for ball 2. 1 out. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first. And Moreno on the mound facing Gomez at the plate in the second game of this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Cloudy skies. Had a passing cloud that decided, well, let me get everybody a little wet, and then moved on. Little breeze. I can see the flag waving. Gomez at the plate. Moreno on the mound. Runner at first. And a swing and a miss. Good swing by Gomez. Nice pitch by Moreno. Live Doppler radar brought to you by Southern American. We'll be watching the radar, see if anything's coming our way. Try to stay ahead of the storm. Southern American Live Doppler radar. Quick hello to our sponsor, La Posada Hotel, 4 Diamond Hotel here in Laredo. Rotex Truck Center and Playmore Family Entertainment Center. And that is ball three. 3-1 the count. One out. Here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 the score. Late start to this game after a long 10-inning game with Brownsville and Harlingen. Moreno winds, and that is fouled over the third baseline. Thank you to Sames Ford, our sponsor. Oldest Ford dealership in Texas. Opened its doors in 1910. Gamis, the left-hander at the plate. Moreno, the right-hander on the mound. One runner on, 3-2 the count. One out. Bottom of the first. And that's a foul ball. Gamis hanging in there. Gamis is your first baseman for Laredo. Number 8, Joseph Moreno, pitcher for Azusa, California. Trying to establish a win here against Laredo. Both teams have lost at least once. 3-2 the count, and Moreno tries to get Benavides over at first. Sneaky move over to first there. He's got a kind of a deceptive move there as he goes. Moreno winds, looks over at first, and throws. And that's a grounder to shortstop. Oh, and that one gets by, and that one's going to roll all the way to the outfield. The right fielder getting that. Errant throw by the shortstop over to second base, and unfortunately, that's going to move people to third base and second base with one out. Here in the bottom of the first in the second game of this day. 4 scheduled for today. We've got games later this evening. Stepping to the mound, Moreno. Walking into the batter's box, number 12, Jerry Medina. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina is out in left field for you. He's going to be your left fielder today for Laredo. And he will be facing Moreno with 1 out and 2 runners on this overcast, warm day here in Laredo, Texas. Veterans Field. Thank you to LISD for letting us use these facilities. That's low and outside, ball 1. Thank you to UISD for letting us use their facilities. The Bill Johnson Student Activity Center, out on 359, named after Bill Johnson, longtime director of Laredo Pony, passed away a few years ago. We miss him dearly. Moreno takes the wind, and a shot by Medina right down the middle of the center field, and that's going to score 1 run. RBI single by Medina down the pipe all the way into center field. And that sets up runners at third and first with 1 out, and the left-hander, Jeremy Gabriel, coming on. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Gabriel is the right fielder for Laredo, facing the left-hander Moreno. There goes Medina, safe and sound at second base. The catcher for Azusa not making an effort for that one, said let him go. Jake Celis is the catcher for Azusa. Moreno on the mound, Gabriel at the plate. 2 runners on, third and second. And a swing and a miss by Gabriel for strike 1. 1-1 the count in a game being brought to you by Andy's Auto Air, Andy's Mobility, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, our good friends at Line Decker Construction, builders of great institutions like baseball fields, high schools, middle schools. You can't beat Gary Linedecker building those. He's the best. 24/7 News Channel, Judge Jesus Garza's digital online channel. Breaking news, over 40,000 followers on Facebook. Moreno, the left-hander, looks in, looks at his runner at second, winds, and he throws ball 2. Great supporters of youth athletics and small businesses. Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, President Jerry Garza, Jesus Garza, they're involved there as well. JP Ruiz, happy shout out to you on Sunday. And that's a foul ball. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic with 2 locations to serve you, Bartlett and Springfield. Sports medicine, orthopedics, physical therapy. 4 great physicians there. Dr. John Puig, Dr. Solis, Dr. Kowalter, and Dr. Langer. New doctor to the practice. Moreno Wines. And that's a little quail with eyes going to going over to third base for out number 2. We've got runners at third and second, 2 outs, and Juan Carlos Cepeda, the catcher, steps into the batter's box. Now batting number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda. Cepeda will face the left-hander Moreno with 2 outs and 2 on in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. Laredo leading 1-0 on an RBI single right up the middle by Jerry Medina, scoring the leadoff batter, Cito Benavides. Number 20, Cepeda, the catcher for Laredo, has 2 men on, 1 ball, foul ball now, 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to him. 2 outs, bottom of the first, 2 runners on, in scoring position on this nice overcast day at Veterans Field in Laredo, Texas. Pony Palomino 2024 World Series action. And the pitch, it's a grounder, slow grounder to third. The third baseman's going to try to get him at first and does not. The third baseman charging as hard as he could, but that was a slow grounder rolling to him and was unable to get the runner first, and that scores run number 2. And Medina scoots over to third, and we're back with runners at the corner. Courtesy runner number 8 for Laredo. Get you a name in just a second. Number 8, Hector Benavides. As I've got to adjust my screen here to get the name. Runners at third and first, 2 outs. Number 14 coming to the plate, Enrique Loyola, the DH, designated hitter. The officiating crew gathers just southeast of the mound to have a little conversation, and safe signal given. So an appeal from the coach of Azusa denied. Runners at the corners. Medina is over at third. Hector Benavides, courtesy runner, is at first. And at the plate, Enrique Loyola, the designated hitter. And on the mound is Joseph Moreno. And a bunt. And there goes the runner. He's going to try to get there. And he is out to end the inning. Out to end the inning. And the home umpire is saying out. Benavides trying to appeal to the second base umpire. No chance. And his appeal goes denied. So Benavides tries to run to second and is picked off by the catcher.
Who was out?
And so Benavides, the runner, is now out. Nobody out at home plate.
No, he pointed to the better runner out.
So a little bit of confusion here. Who is out? Benavides was clearly out at second, but why they're pointing at home plate? Aaron Rosas, Manolo Rangel talking over to the officials. I've got a lot of background noise from the dudes over at Game Changer. We'll try to keep them quiet over here. Maybe we can put them outside for a little bit. I think we've got some duct tape we can use. We can, and so right now, it looks like they're going to point to number 8 as being out. For out number 3, but not before Laredo scores 2 runs on RBI singles. And here we go. Top of the second inning, number 5 on deck waiting to get in, Diego Villa.
The better job.
Batting for Azusa, California, number 5, Diego Villa.
Okay, thank you.
The pitcher for Laredo, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez. The catcher, Juan Carlos Cepeda. Dynamic duo. Laredo leading 2-0 here at the top of the second. Broadcast brought to you by Otilas, restaurant that just opened here. Phenomenal brunch on Sundays, great food all week long. The reviews have been stellar for Otilas. Fun fact, my grandmother was named Otila. But that's not my grandmother's restaurant, but my grandmother could cook really well. And here we go, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez pitching to number 5, Diego Villa, while Hector, a game changer, tries to impart some knowledge to us here. And the pitch is a strike from Rodriguez, the left-hander. Diego Villa, the third baseman for Azusa, looks in and takes ball 1. 1-1 the count, top of the second. Nobody on, nobody out. Rodriguez on the mound and Villa at the plate. And that's a shot in between center right, and that's going to roll all the way to the fence. Double. And here comes Villa all the way to third comfortably. The shortstop, our cutoff, able to bring that in, hold him at third. And the first batter up for Azusa knocks a 3-bagger in between center and right field, center right, that rolled all the way to the fence. Number 9, Diego Ortiz is at the plate. Now batting number 9, Diego Ortiz. Ortiz, the shortstop for Azusa, has a runner at third, nobody out. And he takes 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Runner in scoring position here at third in the top of the second inning on the second game of the day. Foul ball. 2-1 the count. Azusa losing to Aroma Park on the first day. Laredo losing to Chinese Taipei. And these two teams trying to claw their way into the championship bracket have a long road to go. Nice breaking ball. Good movement. Comes in. 2-2 the count. To number 9, Ortiz, the shortstop. He's got a run at third. And the pitch. Fly it into left field. Left fielder Medina get it. And a hard throw to first. Sorry, to home. And it keeps him from scoring that first run. Got me a little tongue-tied there with the excitement. Medina, who pitches for Laredo as well, D1 prospect to University of Houston, has clocked 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. Able to throw that in and keep the runner at third. So 1 out. And number 6, Jake Solis, is at the plate. with Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez delivering strike one to him. Now batting number 6, Jake Solis. Solis is the catcher for Azusa. Outside, ball one from Rodriguez. The right-hander facing the left-handed Rodriguez with a runner at third. One out, 1-1 the count. 2-1 the count. Rodriguez liked that one. The umpire did not. 2-1, one out, runner at third, top of the second. Here in Laredo, Texas, Veterans Field. And a nice movement on that one, but little inside. Missed its mark. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at third. And that's strike 2. Full count here in the top of the second inning with Azusa trailing Laredo 0-2 in the top of the second inning. Foul ball. Solis trying to hang in there. Reached out for that one. Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez, the left-hander, winds and throws, and that's a foul ball. Chipped it into the backstop here. Number 5, Diego Villa, punched a triple in between center and right field that rolled all the way to the fence. And Ruiz delivers a pitch that is hit deep center field. The runner's going to tag, and there will be a play at home. Run number 1 scores for Azusa. Long fly ball by Jake Solis, bringing in the runner, Diego Villa. So the bases are cleared, and we have 2 outs, nobody on. Miguel Perez, number 34, the first baseman, steps up to bat. Now batting number 34, Miguel Perez. Perez looks out at the left-hander Rodriguez, and he takes strike 1. That left-hander bringing a ball that's going from right to left nicely. 0-1 the count. That's a foul ball going over towards the batting cages by the Martin Tiger sign. Veterans Field here in Laredo is home of Martin High School's Mighty Tigers. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. The pitcher on the mound, Rodriguez, the left-hander, with Perez at the plate. And the count is 1-2 with 2 outs. Thank you to our sponsors, Playmore Family Entertainment, Linedecker Construction, and our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Miguel Rodriguez, the left-hander, looks in at Perez, fires. That's a little low. 2-2 the count. The Laredo crowd moans at that one. Thought they had a strike there. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. And that's a shot to shortstop. Line drive out, number 3. Perez lining out to the shortstop, Ramon de Alba. And that retires the side. Here comes Laredo, bottom of the second inning. And we're going to take a commercial break to thank our sponsor. We'll be right back. Here we go. Bottom of the second inning. Your first batter is going to be Enrique Loyola, the designated hitter. Pitcher on the mound is Joseph Moreno for Azusa, California. Batting for Laredo, number 14, Enrique Loyola. Loyola is the designated hitter. Laredo is leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. As the leadoff batter, Loyola has a conversation with Tim, the dream catcher, Pimentel, home plate umpire. Number 14, Loyola, will face the left-hander Joseph Moreno. Leadoff batter, so nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the second, Veterans Field. Overcast skies here, but the sun is peering through. And that's a grounder to short. Shortstop's got it. Fires the first. And that is out, number 1. Number 34 stretching like Gumby to make that catch. If anybody remembers who Gumby is, Gumby was a clay figure that could stretch. Not Forrest Gump, Gumby. At the plate, number 2, Peter Palizo, the second baseman. My microphone rolled away from me here for the PA. Let me make an announcement quick. And that's a ball. Now batting number 2, Peter Palizo. Palizo, the second baseman, squaring off against the left-hander Moreno, takes a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1 the count, 1 out. 2-1 Laredo, bottom of the second. Second game of the third day, Pony Palomino World Series action. And that's inside corner, strike 2. Nice pitch by Moreno. Keep the batter at bay. 1-2 the count, 1 out, nobody on. And the pitch is low and inside for ball 2. Moreno is your starting pitcher. Here in this second game, bottom of the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Moreno gets Palizo swinging. Number 1, Ramon de Alba, the shortstop, walks into the batter's box. Now batting number 1, Ramon de Alba. De Alba, the shortstop, takes strike 1 from Moreno. Thank you to our sponsors, Kraus Development, our box score sponsor. Box score, you see the bottom of the screen. Swing and a miss. Oh, and then that swing, I think he hit the catcher with the baseball bat inadvertently, and he is down. Oh, and that's going to hurt because that was in the places where you don't want to get hit as a catcher. But he's up. He's going to walk that off. But I don't know. That hurt. Ramon de Alba, the shortstop, taking a hard swing, and that bat came around and got the catcher right in the inner thigh, if not on the mark. And he's over there at the dugout trying to regain his soul after he dropped on the ground there. That hurt. Coach is having a little chat with him, telling him, you're all right. You're okay. Let's get back out there. The officials giving him plenty of time to recover. Inadvertent accident there. The batter swinging that bat around a little too far and got the catcher as he inched forward.
He hit his head. What is he doing?
And so we got a little break in the action here in the bottom of the second with 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-1 Laredo over Azusa. And here comes the catcher back in. The EMT walking over there as well to make sure everything's okay and that the lineage will continue.
Bless you. Thank God for yourself. Bless you.
Good thing they're wearing protective gear, and that's personal protective equipment right there. Known in the OSHA industry as PPE, personal protective equipment. Glad he had it. Moreno on the mound. De Alba at the plate. Swing and a miss. Drops to the ground, but he's going to get him out at first. And there we go. Out number 3 for Laredo. 1, 2, and 3. And that retires the side. Azusa, California coming up to bat. Laredo taking the field, and we'll be right back in just a few brief minutes.
Has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
Good afternoon. We're back. Live Doppler action you can see on the screen right now. We got a little bit of rain in and around the area here. You can see that cluster of blue. And we come back to the top of the third here. The scorekeeper and game changer trying to keep pace with the broadcast. Number 25, Ezekiel Escalera. Escalera is at the plate, and Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez on the mound. Now batting number 25. The left-hander Rodriguez delivers strike number 1 to Escalera. Escalera is your center fielder for Azusa, California. And Rodriguez winds. Swing and a miss for Escalera, strike 2. No outs, nobody on. Top of the third inning, leadoff batter Escalera facing Moreno, the lefty. Foul tip, heard the clink of the bat. And I think the umpire now took one. And he's rubbing. Se va de sobar, as they say in Spanish. The umpire calling the balls and strike is Tim the Dream catcher Pimentel, if you're north of the Nueces River. Number 25, Ezekiel Escalera, the leadoff batter here for Azusa. Steps in and tries to work against the pitcher, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez, the left-hander. Laredo's leading 2-1 here in the top of the third. And that's a foul ball. This is the second game of 4 scheduled for today on the third day of Pony Palomino World Series action. Live stream brought to you by Southern Sanitation, 50 years of service. And that's a high foul ball. Cepeda trying to get under it. There he goes. Out number one. Juan Carlos Cepeda locating that up in the sky with the sun beating right down on him. It's 1:24 here at Central Time, Laredo, Texas. And the sun is poking through the clouds. But we do have an overcast sky, and we do see some activity on the Doppler radar. Cloud came by earlier, gave everybody a quick rinse. Inside ball one, Rodriguez to James Rocha, the left fielder for Azusa. And he takes ball two. Now batting number 7, James Rocha. Rocha, the left fielder, Moreno, the left-hander, battling it out here in the top of the third. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Coming to you live from Veterans Field, LISD's crown jewel, and that's strike 1 to Rocha. Rodriguez, the left-hander, throwing his first strike here to Escalera, and that's ground foul. The third base coach for Azusa almost got that. 3-2, 1 out. Top of the third inning. The sun is now starting to creep out. I can see my cameramen putting up their umbrellas, trying to get a little shade. Got a big tent in the middle there. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Rocha. Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez, the left-hander, strikes out Rocha for out number 2. And as Rocha heads to the dugout, number 8, let's see, is it number 8 or number 2 here? Well, number 2, the top of the order, number 2, Zach Escalera, the right fielder, steps into the batter's box to face the left-hander Moreno. And he takes strike 1 from Moreno. From Rodriguez. Now batting number 2, Zach Escalera. Sorry, everyone. Loud squelch there. Rodriguez delivers, and that's a short, shallow fly ball, and that's going to drop. The right fielder misjudged that. May have been a little bit of a discussion between the right fielder and the second baseman trying to wave him off, and that results in a double for Escalera. Now batting number 44, Dom Prieto. Prieto has a runner at second in scoring position. 2 outs, top of the third. And that's low. Ball 1. The first game this morning at 9 o'clock ran all the way to almost 12. 10 innings. Brownsville finally defeating Harlingen in the first game of the morning. Third day of Palomino World Series action. And the pitcher, Moreno, trying to pick off the runner, Escalera, at second with 2 outs. 2-0 the count. Top of the third. 2-1 Laredo. And that's low. Moreno, the left-hander. Don Prieto, the second baseman for Azusa, takes a strike from Moreno. 3-1 the count with 2 outs. And we've got a little bit of a breeze here. I can see Old Glory in the back there, waving. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Prieto. So with 2 outs, runner at second, the count 3-2. Moreno winds up and decides to check the runner at second. Second baseman Prieto in the batter's box trying to add some runs, and that's a chopper to third. Third baseman has it, and that is out number 3. And that's the end of the top half of the frame, and Laredo will be coming to bat, and we'll be right back as we thank our sponsors. And we're back from our commercial break. Thank you to our sponsors for this live broadcast streaming over Laredo Pony's YouTube channel. This is the 4th year that we live stream for you. Hoping to add instant replay to our live stream next year. Moreno, the pitcher on the mound. Top of the order, Cito Benavides at the plate. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. Inside, ball 2 to Benavides. The third baseman, the speedy Benavides, who accounted for one of the runs that you see on the scoreboard now. 2-1 Laredo over Azusa, and that's a grounder to short. Shortstop gets it. Long throw, and he's safe at first. Number 34, Miguel Perez, the first baseman for Azusa, unable to handle that long throw. Moving to his right, the shortstop backhanded that grounder, fired it over one hop to the first baseman. The first baseman unable to handle it, and the speedy Benavides got there in time. So we have runner at first, Antonio Sanchez, the center fielder, walking up to bat, and the lefty Moreno still on the mound after 3. Benavides takes a lead. Sanchez shows bunt. Laredo leading 2-1 in the second game of the 4-pack that we have for you tonight. We'll be taking a break sometime after this game, and then we'll be back at 6 o'clock for the next round of games. Moreno, the left-hander, winds. Foul tip. 1-1 the count. Azusa, California, losing to Aroma Park on Friday, has managed to make its way back here. Laredo lost to Chinese Taipei, and both these teams trying to stay on track to get to the championship game. The left-hander Moreno facing the right-hander Sanchez, and that's a chopped grounder to outside to the shortstop, who again has a wayward throw to Bettis, the first baseman, and that one gets away from him. And because it rolled all the way to the fence, they're going to let number 4 Sanchez walk to second. And Cito Benavides will trot on home because he had 2 bases, and that's a score. The runner advancing from second on that bouncing grounder to shortstop, and the umpires are going to gather, talk this out. Benavides was on second base, and he moved over to third, and now they're letting him walk home. Number 4 Sanchez gets a pass all the way to second base. That ball escaping the grasp of the first baseman, Bettis, and then rolling all the way to the fence line. And it looks like they're going to bring Benavides back, take the score off the board, and it's 2-1 still here in the bottom of the third inning. The left-hander, number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, ready to bat. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Moreno steps off the mound for a second, and let's get this right. We've got a runner at third, Benavides. A run comes off the board. It is actually 2-1, not 3-1. Yeah. And a runner at second, Sanchez, who got that free pass when the ball escaped the first baseman. Low, ball 1 to Gomez. Thank you to Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Appreciate their support. Southern American, the live Doppler radar provided for us by Southern American, the sister company of Southern Sanitation. That's a grounder third, foul ball. Our box score sponsor, Kraus Development, Bert Kraus, Kirk Kraus, Tyler Kraus, AJ Kraus, the whole Kraus clan. Thank you for your support. Moreno winds the pitch, foul ball. Gomez hanging in there. 1-2 the count, nobody out. 2 runners on, both in scoring position, third and second. Nobody out, 2-1. And we'll figure out how to get the scoreboard changed, but if you watch the screen, we're good. And that one's going to go past the first baseman. He falls. And that's an out at first. Kind of an odd play there. The first baseman grabbing that chopping grounder, slips and falls, manages to gently toss it to first, but the second baseman had to jump and was still able to get the tag out there at first. So that is out number 1.
No, there's no minus.
And Jerry Medina comes to the plate. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina, responsible for the RBI run that came in the first, with a shot into center field. Faces Moreno, the left-hander, and he takes ball one from him. Thank you to Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, our broadcast sponsor, and then all of the sponsors who chipped in to make this possible for Pony and for the viewers at home. Ball number 2. Playmore Family Entertainment Center. HEB, everything is better here. The law firm of Whitworth Cigarroa, Linedecker Construction, 24/7 News, and the Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to the City of Laredo, County of Webb, Laredo Parks and Recs Department. As Moreno peers in, winds low and outside to Medina. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 runners on. Bottom of the third. Thank you to La Posada Hotel for their accommodations, the only 4-diamond hotel, here in Laredo, Texas. Beautiful facility. And he takes strike 1. 3-1 the count. Moreno delivering the first strike to Medina. 3-1 the count, 1 out, 2 runners on. Bottom of the third. I can see the wind picking up a little bit. And that's a grounder. Almost gets past the first baseman. First baseman. Another errant throw by the first baseman. The Speedy Medina is going to run all the way to second. And Medina's going to try to come home. An infield home run on a bunch of errant throws by the first baseman first. And then the second baseman trying to pick him off at third. Let it sail. And everybody scores. So 3 runs coming in off of that. Medina generating runs for Laredo today. The left fielder clears the bases. 1 out. And strike 1 to Jeremy Gabriel. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. One the count to Gabriel. Medina, the speedster, number 12, also a pitcher, headed to the University of Houston. And the windup by Moreno got one close to him. Gabriel doing a little shimmy to get away from that pitch inside. Has a 2-1 count with 1 out, leading 5-1, and a swing and a miss by Gabriel. Want to thank Linedecker Construction for their support. Otila's Restaurant. If you haven't gone there, you gotta. Everyone is raving about it. The wind up from Moreno, and that one hits him. Looked like he wanted a breaking ball that didn't break and got him in the arm. So Gabriel will walk to first, rubbing his elbow. And Juan Carlos Cepeda will come in, number 20, the catcher. Now batting number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda. With 1 out, runner at first, Juan Carlos Cepeda, the catcher, steps up to the plate, and Moreno, the left-hander, looks in, looks at the first base runner, and winds, and that's a foul ball. Want to thank 24/7 News, Playmore, La Posada, Laredo Convention and Visitors Bureau, LISD and UISD, and Sames Ford, Texas' oldest Ford dealership, Sames Auto Dealer. Moreno, the left-hander, throws it inside and low for ball 1. Laredo enjoying a 5-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. 3 runs come in, generated by a few errors, and Medina able to come come in after clearing the bases. And that is a high fly ball foul. Bottom of the third inning. 3 runs have been scored. We've got a runner at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Juan Carlos Cepeda, the catcher. Joseph Moreno, the pitcher. And the duel continues here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Moreno throws the ball high. 2-2 the count. Jeremy Gabriel, the right fielder, is at first. Number 20, Cepeda, the catcher, at the plate. And Moreno for Azusa, California, is on the mound. And that's a grounder to third. Third baseman can't handle the heat. And the runner is safe at first. For a good-sized young man, Cepeda motored down the first baseline to get there safe. The third baseman, unable to handle that hot shot down the third baseline. And Cepeda moves Gabriel to second. And a courtesy runner, number 8, Hector Benavides, comes in to run for Cepeda, who needs to get his gear on, the catcher. And number 14, Enrique Loyola, the designated hitter, comes up to bat. That's low, ball 1. Now batting number 14, Enrique Loyola. Loyola, the right-hander, has 2 runners on, 1 at second, 1 at first, 1 out. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the third. Live from Veterans Field in Laredo, Texas. Oh, and the catcher just threw one away, and the runner from third is coming around, and he's going to get tagged out. Whoa, 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 whoa. It looks like a little excitement going there. Looks like there's a little unsportsmanlike conduct by both. Number 11, Gabriel, trying to knock the catcher down as he was clearly going to be out. And the catcher not liking that at all. And so now the umpires and the coaches come out as the dugouts were starting to clear. And the umpires are not going to have any of that. And error that led to the runner trying to come around, thrown out at home plate. And we're hearing some chatter from the folks in the stands. We're going to remind them that good sportsmanship needs to happen in the stands as well, not just on the field. The umpire behind the plate is going to give everybody a stiff warning. He's going to leave them in. I don't think he's going to toss anybody. Ball 1 to the batter, 14, Loyola. The catcher, Selly's trying to pick off the runner at first, threw that one past the first baseman, and that allowed the runner, Gabriel, to come all the way around. Got sent by the third base coach, and the right fielder gunned him down from deep right. And now the runner now is at second base. And a little clarification. Here comes Aaron Rosas trying to figure out what's going on here. Why is my runner not at third? And we're hearing some chatter again from the folks over in the stands. Ladies and gentlemen, sportsmanship in the stands, please. Sportsmanship in the stands. A little loud chatter from some of the parents there. Needed to make that announcement. For every start of every game, we always say sportsmanship on the field, sportsmanship on the stands in the stands as well. These kids are out there doing their very best, and so are the umpires. There's no need for some of the behavior in the stands, and we hope that all the folks settle down a bit let the passions cool off just a bit. We've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Laredo leading 5-1, was trying to add to it, but the runner Gabriel got thrown out, and as he attempted to knock the catcher over, the catcher responding, and the umpire having to break everything up. The dugouts emptied, the coaches all came forward, and now everyone is settled back in. Moreno, the left-hander, has a runner at second, and a swing and a miss by number 14, Loyola,
And Pimentel,
the designated hitter.
he's a federal security.
Pimentel, the umpire, electing not to toss anyone for that unsportsmanlike conduct at the plate. The runner goes. Celis is going to try to pick him off, and the speedy Hector Benavides is now at third base, and some cheers from the Laredo faithful. 3-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the third. A little extra activity going on there, extracurricular activity. And now we're hoping all the folks settle down here, let the passions cool a bit. The left-hander Moreno on the mound. Number 14, Loyola. Foul ball. 3-2 the count, 2 out. In a game sponsored by La Posada Hotel, the only 4-diamond hotel in Laredo, and Playmore Family Entertainment Center. Great facility over there. Bowling, arcade, laser tag, zip line, and great food. If you haven't gone there, you gotta. And that's a ground to the third, and that's going to squeeze itself out into left field. And Loyola has an RBI single driving in Benavides to add to the score 5-1. Sorry, 6-1. 4 runs coming into this inning. The Laredo faithful getting a little chippy out there. Had to warn them to be nice. Be nice. Runner at first. 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, swing and a miss by number 2, Peter Paliso. Now batting number 2, Peter Paliso. Paliso, the second baseman for Laredo, has a runner at first with 2 outs, and Moreno winds, and that's a foul ball. Back into the net. Wonder what they did before they put netting up here. Back in the old days, people ducking here in the front row seat. Probably the most expensive seat in the stadium, yet probably the most dangerous. Back in the turn of the century, when Hector was still playing. The windup, and ball 1, 1-2 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. After a little raucous here, everyone is settled back down. We got a runner at first. The pitcher Moreno steps off the rubber and wants to think about this for a second. Paliso steps out of the batter's box, says, I want to think about this too. And the windup here from Moreno looks over at his runner at first and delivers. Strike 3, and that ends the inning for Laredo. And I think the pitcher just whispered something unsportsmanlike to the runner coming back in from first. Passion's a little hot here. Temper is still flaring. Everyone wants to win. Hopefully everybody just settles down and we play some ball.
I got some rope here with this hand.
Apologize for the background noise. Hector from Game Changer doesn't know how to be quiet. He's from the Valley. Those guys are loud. It's a good thing they weren't in charge of the D-Day landing, or else the Germans would have known we were coming. If he was Japanese, we wouldn't have been surprised at Pearl Harbor, because Hector would have let us know. And we'll take a quick break here to flash our sponsors' logos. And we're back from our break. Top of the fourth inning here, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez, the starter, still on the mound. Pitching for Laredo, and that has breaking ball. Outside wide. Number 12, Paul Dominguez at the plate, facing the left-hander Rodriguez. Now batting number 12, Paul Dominguez. Dominguez is your designated hitter for Azusa, California. And that pitch is inside, ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike to the designated hitter Dominguez. Rodriguez throws ball 3. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the fourth inning. Laredo leading 6-1. And he walks Dominguez. Runner at first. Now batting number 5, Diego Villa. Villa has a runner on, nobody out. Here in the top of the fourth, after a chippy grounder to third, out at second, safe at first, 1 out. After a chippy third inning where tempers flared a bit. Fortunately for all involved, no one was ejected. But the fans were getting a little rowdy, and everyone had to get a little warning from everyone. 1 out, 1 runner on. And Diego Ortiz, the left-hander, at the plate. With Villa at first. Force out at second on the grounder from Villa. And Rodriguez checks him. Now batting number 9, Diego Ortiz. Laredo leads 6-1. 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. Top of the fourth inning. And that one's going to squeeze through to center field for a single for Ortiz. Advancing the runner to second. Here in the top of the fourth. Now batting number 6, Jake Solis. Solis, the catcher, involved in that altercation earlier with the runner, Gabriel. Gabriel attempting to knock him over, knock the ball out when he was clearly out. And Solis wasn't going to have any of it, but neither was the umpire, Tim, the dream catcher, Pimentel, who when he's not behind the plate is a federal officer. He was able to subdue all parties. 1 ball, 1 out, 2 runners on, and that's a grounder to third. The throw to first is unable to grab it as the first baseman. That's going to score a run for Azusa, California. That ball thrown wide and low bounced out of the glove of the first baseman, Jose Luis Gomez. And we have runners at the corner. Azusa scoring 1 run now. Trails 2-6 here in the top of the fourth. Number 34, Miguel Perez, steps into the batter's box. And Rodriguez fires ball 1. Now batting number 34, Miguel Perez. Runner at first, runner at third. That one comes inside, close. Perez does a little turn to keep himself from getting hit. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on at the corners. Rodriguez checks the runner at first. Cepeda, the catcher, ready for action. He's got a runner at third, runner at first, and the pitch is a fly ball deep into left in the right field. The right fielder gets it. He's going to throw that back in, but we're going to have a run score. Number 9, Diego Ortiz waltzes across the plate. And with 2 outs, we've got a runner at first. And Azusa, 3, Laredo, 6. Number 25, Ezequiel Escalera, the center fielder, steps up to the plate. Now batting number 25, Ezequiel Escalera. And a shot in the center, caught by the center fielder, and that retires the out. You know, I've been poking at this microphone so long, I think I've worn out the button. They've got a kind of a dispatcher microphone next to me too, but that thing didn't work. I'd poke it and knew it wouldn't come on, and all of a sudden it'd come on afterwards. We'll take a break. We'll be right back, live from Veterans Field.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years,
To come to the bat, to the plate. Moreno still on the mound. And we are back. And I just mixed up my microphones, broadcasting over the PA system. I had to stand up here for a second and stretch my legs. These chairs are hard. I brought a pillow, but that didn't work.
The donuts.
Might bring a donut, although I brought donuts this morning from Krispy Kreme. The plate is Ramon de Alba, the shortstop. Somebody keeps shoving me in the back of the leg here. Let me slide that forward. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-6, Laredo leading. Moreno still on the mound for Azusa, California. And Moreno winds, delivers, high fly ball around first base. The first baseman is going to try to get it, and he does. Out number 1 here at first base. Number 34, the first baseman, Miguel Perez, making the grab. And number 1, a little unhappy about something, not sure what it was. Moreno, the left-hander, got him to foul towards first base, and Perez, the first baseman, tracked it down and got it. Moreno's going to wind here. And that's ball 1 to Cito Benavides, the top of the order. 1 out, 1 ball, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th, 6-3 Laredo, Veterans Field, Pony Palomino World Series action. And the pitch is inside for ball 2. Thank you to our sponsors, Crouch Development, Advanced Spine Paint Solutions, and our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation, and their sister company, Southern American, Live Doppler Radar. And that goes right back to the pitcher, and the pitcher closes his eyes, grabs it for out number 2. Surprised that that was coming back at him as hard as it was. Just stuck out the glove, grabbed it, turned around, and threw Benavides out at first. Out number 2, bottom of the 4th. Antonio Sanchez coming to the plate with Moreno still on the mound. And that's a ball. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez, the center fielder for Laredo, takes strike 1 from Moreno. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Second game of the day. Tony Palomino World Series action coming to you live from Veterans Field, powered by Liquid Studio Group. And that's a foul ball, sailing over the head of our cameraman over at first base. Cameras at home, cameras at third and first. As we continue to broadcast to you here from Veterans Field. Foul tip, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As we continue to broadcast to you from Laredo, Texas, on the edge here, the Rio Grande, dividing the 2 nations. Foul ball, our sister city, Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Mexico, just across the bridge from us. Laredo boasting 4 international bridges, the nation's largest inland port. And that is strike 3. Moreno gets him looking. Sanchez strikes out. That retires the side. We go to the top of the 5th. Azusa, California 3, Laredo 6. And we'll be right back after this brief message.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And here we go. Top of the 5th inning. Moreno still on the mound for Laredo. And batter for California is number 7, James Rocha. Rodriguez throws strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here at the top of the 5th inning. Rocha, the right-hander facing the left-hander, Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Rocha. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 5th. Veterans Field, Pony Palomino World Series action 2024. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rodriguez strikes out Rocha. And now coming to the plate is number 8. Let me see. No, top of the order. We're going to go to Zach Escalera, I believe. Now batting number 2, Zach Escalera. Escalera, the top of the order for Azusa, California, facing the left-hander Moreno. Takes ball 1. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Nobody on. The sun beaming down. That's a fly ball into shallow right field. The right fielder coming up. Gets it. Out number 2 for Azusa. Rendon, the catcher, Cepeda, handing the bat to player from Azusa. Here's all the tempers have cooled off after an altercation in the 2nd inning. Wind up by Rodriguez, inside ball 1. The batter number 44, Dom Prieto, the second baseman for California, takes strike 1 from Rodriguez. 3-6, top of the 5th. Laredo leading Azusa, California. Rodriguez winds, and that's a grounder to first. The first baseman, Cabrillo, is going to grab that. Gomez, 13, Jose Luis Gomez, to retire the side. And bottom of the 5th coming up. Azusa, California taking the field. Laredo coming to bat. And we'll be right back after these commercial messages. First baseman, am I right? Am I right? Yes. First baseman, left-hander. Here at the bottom of the 5th inning, Moreno still on the mound. And Gomez, the left-hander, at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs, nobody on at the bottom of the 5th inning. And that's a shot down to center field. That's going to drop, single for Gomez. And that brings up Jerry Medina, number 12. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina, the left fielder, comes to bat with Moreno still on the mound. He's got a runner at first, leading 6-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see what we've got here. We've got a pinch runner coming in for Gomez. Medina coming to the plate. Moreno still on the mound. Number 21, Arturo Garcia, is pinch running for number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, the first baseman. Live from Veterans Field, brought to you by Southern Sanitation, Southern American Live Doppler Radar, and Crouch Development. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little issue with one of our cameras, and we're going to try to get that worked out for us. And we'll see what's going on here. The pitcher, Moreno, has 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. Bottom of the 5th with a runner at first. The left-hander trying to keep Laredo from adding any more runs to their score right now. Here in the bottom of the 5th. And that's low and outside. Number 1. The batter, Medina, facing Moreno, and it's a little grounder to first. Nobody to cover first base. Oh, where was the second baseman? Hello. Asleep at the wheel. The second baseman does not cover first. First baseman coming off the bag to pick up that that grounder, and nobody to cover first base. So Medina at first. The pinch runner, Arturo Garcia, moves to second, and number 11, Jeremy Gabriel, the lefty, comes up to bat. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Left-hander versus left-hander. Moreno on the mound, Gabriel at the plate. 2 runners on. Bottom of the 5th. A bunt nicely laid right down the third baseline. And safe. The speedy Gabriel manages to scooch into first. Moreno having a little meeting with his team as the bases get loaded with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Joseph Moreno on the mound having a conversation with the folks over at the mound. His coach coming out of the dugout. And I think they're going to stick with Moreno. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here in Laredo, Texas, Veterans Field, LISD's crown jewel facility, home of the mighty Martin Tigers. And here we go. Number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda is at the plate with bases loaded, nobody out, and Moreno still on the mound, who delivers a ball. We've got Moreno winding up with bases loaded, and he fires, and there goes Cepeda knocking that one into center field. The center fielder quickly grabbing that. That ball was hit hard enough out there that it only allowed one run to score, but one run does score. 7-3, and now the courtesy runner for Cepeda, who is the catcher for Laredo, Hector Benavides, number 8, trots over to first base. 0-0 the count, 0 outs, bases loaded. And the batter, Enrique Loyola, is at the plate with Moreno still on the mound for Azusa, California. That's a foul ball. Now batting number 14, Enrique Loyola. Loyola is the designated hitter for Laredo. And he's got all the bases full. And that's low. Well, strike. 2 strikes now on Loyola. 0-2 the count. Nobody out. On a bright, overcast day here in Laredo, Texas. Bases loaded. Laredo threatening to score again. They've got 1 run already this inning. And Loyola trying to drive in more. Juan Carlos Cepeda with an RBI single down to center field. And that shot down the third baseline, foul. Hard hit. And I think we've resolved some of our technical difficulties. It appeared we're having our transmission jammed underneath our tent here at Veterans Field. A little adjustment to the equipment next to us. And here we are. Back on. Got another view for you. It was our home plate camera that was down. We've got cameras at first, home, and at third base. 0-2 the count, nobody out, bases loaded. Number 14, Enrique Loyola, designated hitter, trying to add a few extra runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning with Laredo leading 7-3. And that's high outside. Ball 1. In a broadcast brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years. Kraus Development, Southern American Live Doppler Radar, and Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, offices in Laredo and Edinburgh. Dr. Marte A. Martinez, double board certified pain management doctor and anesthesiologist. And the windup from Moreno, and that's a little pop-up right here at first. And it looks like second baseman's going to get it. Nobody's going to tag. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming up to bat is number 2, Peter Paliso. Now batting number 2, Peter Paliso. Paliso is your second baseman here. Walking to the plate with bases loaded and 1 out. 1 run has already scored. Laredo leads 7-3. Sun shining bright in the sky, even though it's overcast. There's a nice little breeze blowing here. Probably feels like a convection oven down there. I'm up in the press box, and it's ice cold in here. Not as cold as it was yesterday. Yesterday, there was a blizzard advisory issued to us. Folks wearing earmuffs, gloves, scarves, you name it. We're about to start a fire. Moreno the windup. Foul ball. Number 2, Paliso. We're going to break a few chairs and start a fire. Warm ourselves up. 2-1 the count. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. 3-7, Azusa trailing Laredo as we continue with Pony Palomino World Series action. This is game number 2 of 4. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. Your umpire behind the plate, Tim Pimental, having to break up some extracurricular activity earlier. Easily handled by the federal officer. We've got law behind the plate and order over at second. The second base umpire is a trooper with the Department of Public Safety. Moreno winds up, and that's a foul ball. Full count, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the fifth, 1 run has scored. Laredo leads 7-3. And we're enjoying this broadcast here, live streaming to you on YouTube, Laredo Ponies channel. Thank you to La Posada Hotel for their support. Sames Ford, Texas' oldest Ford dealership. Linedecker Construction, who builds some great facilities. The law firm of Whitworth Cigarroa, exceptional attorneys here in Laredo. Otilas restaurant just opened up and people can't stop raving about it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is out number 2 with bases loaded. Number 1, Ramon de Alba, steps up to the plate in hopes of adding some runs here. And looks like number 1 has taken a seat, and number 7, Ricky Covarrubias, is going to be batting. Now batting number 7, Ricky Covarrubias. Covarrubias, number 7, steps in for Ramon de Alba. And Covarrubias will face the left-hander Moreno, who has been the pitcher for the entire game for Azusa. And he enjoys a full base here. All bases taken. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Moreno delivers. And that one is into right field fair. Drops in front of the right fielder. 1 run's going to score. But the right fielder, who has a arm, able to throw that all the way from right field right to the catcher. And having picked off somebody earlier in the game, the runner at third dares not come. 8-3, Laredo over Azusa, California. As we await the next batter, number 6, top of the order. Now batting number 6, Ciro Benavides. Benavides with a set of wheels on him, lots of speed there, has bases loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one kind of comes out of the glove of the catcher, Celis. We've got bases loaded. Here the second game of the 3rd day of Pony Palomino World Series action. Azusa versus Laredo. And that one goes to right field, and that one's going to drop foul. Laredo trying to add to its lead. Can never be too far ahead with Azusa. Azusa having some great success with their bats. A little silent today. 1-1 the count to Benavides, who steps up to the plate as we continue to broadcast to you, courtesy of Blue Top Reaper Graphics. And that's low in the dirt for ball 2. Our good friends at Rotex, Andy's Mobility, Andy's Auto Air, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, providing support for this broadcast and this tournament. Playmore Family Entertainment, the Vela family, also lending their support. Strike 2. Vela family and Playmore Family Entertainment hosting the coaches meeting on Thursday as teams began to arrive from across the globe here in Laredo, Texas. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Joseph Moreno still on the mound for Azusa, and that's a grounder, rolling slow to third, and there's not going to be a play made. That grounder moving slowly, snail's pace to third. The third baseman trying to get there as fast as he could not make a play, and that brings in another run, 9-3. And now the coach is coming out to have a change in the pitcher spot. Joseph Moreno, gallant effort, roughed up by the bats here from Laredo, Texas, exits the game here at the bottom of the fifth. Coach is Manolo Rangel having a nice chat with the pitcher from Laredo, Texas, giving him congratulations for a game well played. Gallant effort by Moreno. Hats off to him. Getting a round of applause from the crowd here as well. And now we're going to have a change here, a right-hander coming in. And I think this right-hander is number 4, Alex Myers. But we'll try to make sure we get that right as we await the resuming of the play here at Veterans Field. I'll take the opportunity to thank our sponsor, 24/7 News. Over 40,000 followers on Facebook, digital news desk, breaking news 24/7. Otila's Restaurant. Hadn't been open long, but boy, are people talking about it. Leindecker Construction. Gary Leindecker and his staff building some of the best buildings here in Laredo, including Unitrade Stadium for the city of Laredo. High schools, middle schools, great institutional builder. Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, in its second year here in Laredo, an accredited Chamber of Commerce affiliated with the national U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, serving all the small businesses here in Laredo. If you're not a member, consider it. The County of Webb, Judge Donald Tijerina. The City of Laredo, the Honorable Victor Trevino, Dr. Victor Trevino, Mayor for the City of Laredo, and the council members providing support for this tournament. The Laredo Parks and Recreations crew. We say rec, we say recreation, not RWRECK. Although the wrecking crew over there, they are fantastic keeping all the grounds. Lots of parks to maintain here in Laredo. And I am correct, number 4, Alex Myers has come in to relieve Joseph Moreno here in the bottom of the fifth. Moreno giving up 9 runs here to the Laredo Bats. Gallant effort. Azusa trails 9-3. And the bases are loaded. And the batter, I believe, is number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Myers looks in, and the first pitch from Myers is strike 1 to Sanchez. Myers, the right-hander, takes over for the left-hander Moreno, and he's got bases loaded, 2 outs. 3 runs have scored in this inning, and he's trying to stem the tide to try to keep them close here, the bottom of the fifth, with 2 frames still to go in the second game of the day. And Sanchez is hit by a pitch by Myers, and that's going to bring in another run, 10-3, bottom of the fifth, with number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, taking his turn at the plate. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez is the first baseman, batting left against the right-hander Myers. And that one goes foul down the third base area. Looks like it's going to hit Hector's car over there. Hector from Game Changer. Bases loaded, bottom of the fifth, 2 outs. 0-1 the count. And that one chops over the pitcher. Pitcher's going to try to get, and he does. And that ends the inning. Gomez not the speediest of runners, is thrown out at first for the third out, and that ends the inning. And we'll be right back after this brief commercial message.
Ready, Nick? You're like,
And an out at first base. Grounded to shortstop. Out at first. Here in the top of the sixth inning, number 5 coming to the plate, Diego Villa. Apologizes, we're trying to take care of some wiring issues. Trying to get everybody hooked up so we continue the broadcast here. We've got a right-handed batter, and dadgummit if I can't get Hector to be quiet over there from Game Changer. Just all of a sudden blurts it out, starts yakking. And the left-hander, Rodriguez, throws ball 2. I tell you, those folks from the Valley are nice and loud. It's a good thing we didn't let him handle the D-Day invasion, because the Germans would have known we were coming. That one rolled all the way to first base, and he still got him out. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. In a live broadcast brought to you on behalf of Laredo Pony and Pony World Series, powered by Liquid Studio Group, full service digital advertising and marketing agency here from Laredo, Texas. And the windup
I'm at a baseball game.
is a foul ball with number 9, Diego Ortiz, the shortstop, trying to start something here in the 6th with 2 outs and 1 strike. Nobody on.
At a baseball game.
1-1 the count here at LISD, as we've got a little background noise, so I apologize.
Lights are rolled.
And that one's going to short. The shortstop gets it, turns around. Oh, and he got him. What a defensive play by the shortstop, Ramon de Alba, backhanding that, spinning around, tossing it to first. Out we go. That ends the inning for Azusa, California. Laredo leading 10-3, and we'll be right back.
This is the same thing.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
And we're back live here in the bottom of the sixth as my staff continues to moan and groan about the technical issues and other things, just time altogether. This game may end a little early, but somebody jinxed it for us, and now looks like we don't know what's going to happen. We wind up being like our sponsor, 24/7. 24/7 News, our sponsor, 40,000 followers on a digital newscast, breaking news. The Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Otila's Restaurant. Have a great brunch on Sunday if you missed it. Whoa! Oh, Myers almost hit him. Medina doing a little shimmy to get out of that. Now batting number 12, Jerry Medina. Medina doing a little hula dance to avoid getting that. And that's a foul ball. That's going to come up here and rattle the cage. It's all right. Hector, you can come out from under the desk. We're safe. Number 12, Medina. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. And he avoided the first time, but the second time, bing, they get him. And so Medina walks to first after getting hit by a pitch. And he's handing a few things over to the first base coach, Manolo Rangel. And Rangel tells him, it's okay. You can cry if you want to. That hurt.
It's my birthday anyway.
Number 4, Alex Myers hitting Jerry Medina with a pitch. So we have a runner at first. No outs. Bottom of the 6th. Laredo leading 10-3. Meyer, the pitcher, or Myers, excuse me. There's an S in the back of it. Myers pitching to number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. The runner at first. That was low in the dirt. Celis able to keep that in front of him. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Gabriel has a runner at first. 2 balls, no strikes. nobody out, bottom of the 6th. Live from Veterans Field, swing and a miss by Gabriel. LISD's beautiful facility. Thank you to UISD for letting us use their sports activity center as well. The Bill Johnson Sports Activity Center. The pitch by Meyer. 3-1 the count. Solis looking at first base, trying to pick off somebody, but doesn't throw. It is an overcast day here. Looking over at Doppler radar, we don't see any rain in the area. It is warm. The wind is blowing east to west. That's a foul tip. Full count. Nobody out. Runner at first. Azusa, California, trailing the Texas team, Laredo, Texas, your host team. After a very long first game this morning, 10 innings in total, and that one goes straight to first base, right over the bag. The catcher, the first baseman, just catches and drops down, out number 2, that quick. 2 outs, nobody on anymore. And number 16 comes up to the plate. And who is number 16 for us here? That is Chidas, Miguel Chidas, I believe. M. Chidas, number 16, is now in the game facing Alex Meyer, the right-hander. Chidas, this is his first appearance in this game. And that's a high foul ball. Celis is going to try to make a play for it. Oh!
Right in front of the director.
Right in front of the Pony Directors over at the Big TP, the Wigwam, where the leadership is having their powwow. Number 16, Chidas, this is his first appearance here in this game. 0-2 the count. Inside, 1-2. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Shout out to the Laredo Fire Departments, 2 EMTs down there, and the Laredo Police Department. Officer guarding the Pony leadership. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Chidas with a high foul ball. This is coming this way. We've got a nice collection of baseballs up here in the net. We're going to try to maybe help them out just a little bit and knock those out back into play. Myers, the windup, the pitch, foul ball. Chidas hanging in there. Coaches seem to have the kind of handwriting doctors have. Hard to read the lineups at times. I can't tell you what Mr. Chidas' first name is, although I've called it before. And I want to say it's Miguel Chidas or Manuel Chidas. Here it looks like Milton. Looks like somebody wrote Milton Chidas here, but it is Manuel Chidas, number 16. Foul ball. The chicken scratch coming from the certified public accountant, Manolo Rangel. Enjoying his birthday today here out on the field. Hoping to get a birthday present from his team, a win here against Azusa, California. Myers winds, throws, and that's strike 3. Ends the inning, bottom of the 6th. Chidas goes down looking. Myers taking care of business. They trail 3-10. Top of the 7th. Hector over a Game Changer jinxing us here.
No, Norman Harry jinxed it.
As he said, only 3 more outs to go.
No, Norman jinxed it. We did. We can't. Jinx can't go over jinx.
We had a long first game this morning. 10 long innings. It looked like the game was over as Harlingen was trailing Brownsville In the bottom of the seventh, Harlingen at bat, last gasp, and all of a sudden, it's 1-1. And they almost ended it as well. A little controversial play at home plate, and the game remained tied 1-1 all the way to the 10th inning. And everyone here was in dire need of a bathroom break. They were hungry, they were grumpy. But courtesy of Hector's jinx. On the mound for Laredo is the starter, Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez, a left-hander, has continued to pitch, has kept Azusa, California at bay, 3 runs only, and here we go. Throw over to second base. Number 6, Jake Sellies, the catcher, coming to the plate. Now batting number 6, Jake Sellies. Sellies, the catcher, involved in a little shoving fest in the second inning. Both players warned about their unsportsmanlike conduct. Luckily, our umpire is a federal officer who was able to keep cooler heads. Strike one to Sellies from Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez, the left-hander. Starting pitcher still on the mound here through 7. And that's a fly ball into right field, and the right fielder gets it. For out number 1 here at the top of the 7th. Quick shout out to all our top sponsors. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Southern American Live Doppler Radar here in Laredo. Collaboration with the city of Laredo, providing coverage we didn't have before. Kraus Development, developers and managers of Pinnacle Center. Foul ball down the third baseline, number 34, Miguel Perez. And Gateway Industrial Park at mile marker 18. All the big city amenities without the big city taxes. And the pitch from Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez is ball 1. 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th. And that's a strike from Rodriguez to Perez. Advanced Spine Pain Solutions. Office here in Laredo. Clinic in Edinburgh as well. Dr. Marte A. Martinez. Perez wants to think this. Takes a step back. The umpire says, wait, here we go. Miguel with a windup. And that's a foul ball. Miguel Ruiz Rodriguez started the game and continues to fire here in the 7th. The top of the 7th with Laredo leading 10-3. And that's a foul ball. Perez looks like he's having batting practice there, knocking them all into the foul territory. 24/7 News, Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, City of Laredo, County of Webb, Sames Ford, Texas' oldest Ford dealer, HEB, everything's better at HEB. HEB, one of our great sponsors. Playmore, Family Entertainment Center, Rotex Trucking, Andy's Mobility, Andy's Auto Air, Sunbelt, La Posada Hotel, Line Decker Construction, and the law firm of Whitworth Cigarro. The pitch, inside, ball 3. Full count with 1 out. Perez, number 34, the first baseman for Azusa, has a full count and 1 out. And he is out. Shook his head, couldn't believe it, but he's out. Tim, the dream catcher, Pimental, the umpire, pulling the cord out. And we have 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Number 25 trying his very best to keep the dream alive for Azusa, California, as the sun sets on them, so to speak. Ball 1 from Rodriguez to number 25 is Ezequiel Escalera, the center fielder for Azusa. And that's a grounder to short. Shortstop has it. And that's the game. And that's it. Laredo wins 10-3. Azusa, California.
Okay, guys.
3, Laredo 10. And we will be back about 6 o'clock for the next game, the third of 4 today. And we're done. Thank you, everybody. Drive safe. We'll see you back at 6.
Okay.